What's up?
What's up, peeps? It's Aussie's taking over the NBA. It's the All-Star break.
We got here.
And it's Friday afternoon too, and I'm fired up because I'm ready to have a nice weekend watching some All-Stars. It's going to be pretty good. I think we've got Ben Simmons. That's pretty much the only highlight of our weekend.
I thought Jonah Bolden was in Rising Stars, but I may have been slightly...
So he's definitely not? Are you...
I don't know. Like, I can't get information. It's just...
Are you categorically ruling him out?
I'm not categorically ruling him out. I'm just like, I can't get any information. I thought he might have been in the world team, but... We'll see if he turns up tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I think he should play. That'd be pretty interesting. I don't think Simmons should play if he's going to play in the All-Star break itself.
I think he's only playing for like 10 minutes as a cameo. It's like what they did to Joel Embiid last year. He played 10 minutes because he was on minutes restrictions.
In the All-Star game itself.
Yeah, Ben Simmons will play more, but the world stars he'll play like a cameo.
No, but then why not put Jonah Bolden in?
I don't know.
You know, that's my opinion anyway. I think he should go in. Like Ben Simmons should give him the shuffle along and put Jonah Bolden. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment. Obviously, we've changed it around, so now I've got to... I can't really do it. I've got to reach this way and point down that way. Comment.
Like us on Facebook.
Don't thumbs down, thumbs up.
Like us on Facebook below.
Yeah, Aussie's taking over the NBA on iTunes, on Podcast Addict, on YouTube. Send us some comments, ask us questions. We're going to be here for an hour. We're going to go through all the games all the way up until the All-Star break.
Yep.
A lot of games to go through.
We can start by commenting on Steve Kerr's hilarious breakdown against the Trailblazers because you're wearing a Town shirt.
Yeah, the Town. Yeah, that was funny.
I think it was warranted, though. That ref was a fucking moron. But
that's kind of Steve Kerr in a nutshell. Like, he's like a volcano, you know, when he goes off. He really goes off. And it's less of and I'm upset about that call, I'm more of I need to show that I've got some authority here and blow up. Because that was a bad call, but...
Oh, it was a horrible call. How can you call that a flagrant one? He hit the ball.
Yeah, and...
It wasn't even in the head. It wasn't even dangerous contact.
Yeah, I didn't think it wasn't a hostile act, and it wasn't...
No, he was just trying to hit the ball. I mean, I'm not a Warriors fan, but that was fucking absurd.
Well, I'm kind of used to it watching the Warriors. Like, Draymond just gets these all the time. Like, sometimes they'll just look at random things where you just think, why are we looking at this? And because it's Draymond, basically, like, oh, it's Draymond, we've got to look at it and just double check that he didn't do anything wrong. And the only part that annoys me is that Nurkic, in the third, like, drove head down and elbow straight into Dre's head. And that's usually, like, straight to the monitor. Yeah, flagrant one.
He doesn't get caught at all, Nurkic.
And that's the only reason I was like, come on, man, that's rough. But other than that, I'm just like, yeah, Dre gets that all the time. He's kind of got to deal with that. He whinges a lot too. So, you know, it was like when we had Bogut.
Old Bubba Gump.
Yeah, well, when we had Bogut, everyone used to complain about screens. And it'd be like, that revolutionized the way Clay and Steph started shooting the ball way better. It's because most of his screens were illegal. So I never was like, oh, like they're illegal screens, man. And it's like, yeah, but Bogut screens illegally the entire time. Like, so you can't get upset. But they're going all right. It was good to see. We've got a couple of games against them, so obviously I can gush over them a little bit further through. Should we just get straight into the games themselves?
Sure.
Charlotte Hornets to the Mavs. Obviously, we can skip over that because broke off with the DMP.
This is the one that Harrison Barnes was traded mid-game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty rough. So apparently he wanted to play in the game, even though they said you're pretty much going to be traded during this game. And so good on him, man. Yeah. Good pro, top professional. He went out there and he played. I think the Mavs in general are going to try and shove Hardaway and Jackson in there to give him some time to play. So I think we're going to see Brokoff's minutes go a little bit
down.
Well, you're going to see him get 9 random minutes in a game a little bit further along, and then you're going to see him not get any minutes here. And I think Rick Carlisle's going to have to shuffle his pack and just kind of work out.
There's a pretty funny thing where Rick Carlisle was sitting there and Porzingis just started talking in Spanish to a reporter, and he's just like...
Porzingis, man. I hope he comes back healthy.
It's going to be the European team. This is Euroball.
It's good. But yeah, Brokoff didn't play in this game. I think he had a couple of games where he had 20 minutes.
See, I don't know how Kemba Walker's been selected as an All-Star. He's been absolute trash for about a month.
Yeah, he was pretty good at the start of the season.
He was
Lights
lights out, but he's been trash for a little while, and it's just like, yeah, you're trash.
The All-Star break's such a funny thing. Like
It's a big mental.
It's voted by people. You know what I mean? Like the two captains are voted on Twitter,
Yeah, but
aren't they?
Luka Doncic was voted in as a starter and never got picked.
Yeah, and that too.
It's just
It's just a funny thing where
it's like, no, he's a rookie. We can't fucking take him.
everyone wants to take it seriously, like it actually means something. All-Star, like, yeah, 3-time All-Star, how good's that?
Does it mean anything for their contracts?
I don't think so. I think the all NBA teams at the end of the year make a difference to their contracts.
Okay.
But when talking about players, he's 3-time All-Star. Oh, the Warriors have got 4 All-Stars, man. Like Boogie hasn't been in an All-Star team for like 2 years, like, and or a year before he blew his calf out. Like he was never ever like he's probably never going to make an All-Star team again. Like.
He's not bad for $5 million a season.
But people talk about these things this way. For me, like, I didn't really think LeBron James probably should have made it this year. Like, he was maybe average to slightly above average this season and then got injured. And then usually...
He got voted.
Yeah, well, for sure, because it's a fan thing. Like, he's always... Him, Curry, and Giannis now, and probably even Doncic are going to be the highest vote getters because they're the real flagship guys in the NBA. And, you know, you take it seriously and go, oh, wow, like All-Star, this is going to be great. Like, but then you watch your first All-Star and you go...
It's just Harlem Globetrotters versus Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit lame. But, you know, it'll be good this year. I'm more interested in that Rising Stars game tomorrow. I was really hoping that bloody Bolden was going to play in it. But some of the watching some of the younger guys really go at it is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, some pretty big dunks always in that.
And the skills challenge and the 3-point contest will be interesting.
I watched some of the dunk contest and it's just
it's not my thing, man. But
it's very showy.
Yeah, well,
it's not even like it's very, you know, I think everyone gets a little bit in awe of people that just put a ball in a hoop.
Yeah, well, back probably in the 80s and 90s, that was when dunks weren't huge. Now it's like anyone that's wide open gets a dunk, basically. And they're all athletic. They're all powerful. Like even some guards and some smaller forwards can dunk. Like
Nate Robinson can dunk. What was he, 5'8"?
I know. It sucks, man. I can't dunk. And he's 3 inches shorter than me and I can't dunk. That sucks. But you know what I mean? Like, people dunk now in the games a lot and flashy stuff too. So that's where I just kind of go, what's the point? Until somebody brings out something special. Like watching Levine, but
he was pretty good.
And Aaron Gordon was pretty good as well. But the skills challenge and the 3-point challenge, I think, will be interesting. I'd like to see Ingles in the 3-point challenge. Yeah,
he's not. I don't think he's not got a fast action. It's that very slingy action. Probably not going to be there. Shamet would have been good actually because it's that very fast action. But let's move on to the next game.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Suns at the Jazz. On to Joe Ingles. So he played 34 minutes in this game. 15 points, 6 of 10, 2 of 5 from 3.
Double.
Yeah, 11 assists. He's been dishing some dimes. He's running that high bounce pass into the foul line, pick and roll pass a lot. He's been using it a lot to get to the elbow, and then he'll fake that and he'll go in with the left. I think that's kind of transformed his game a little bit this season.
Yeah.
He played pretty well in this game. Still no Dante Exum. They're going to evaluate him through this All-Star break. He's going to get evaluated. And then I'm not sure. I think he might be still a couple of weeks away anyway because of that foot injury. I don't think they want to take it quickly. They've got plenty of guards. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell, 21 points. Rudy Gobert's looking a little bit better as well.
He is. I think he's getting a little bit up the floor quicker, looks a bit fitter. Obviously had a bit of a cry, didn't make the All-Star team.
Yeah.
Literally.
Did he?
He actually cried.
Oh, wow. That's pretty rough.
It is.
He's
French.
He's been a little bit too one-dimensional, I feel like, this season. Like, a little bit too... in more of a flashy part of his game. Like, can't shoot a jumper, basically. And if you're not shooting a jump shot, it's kind of rules you out as a flashy type of player. Like, finishing lobs is great and finishing in the paint is great, but it's kind of like, it's a bit one-dimensional. But no, fair enough, because if you sort of put him up against Embiid, Like Embiid does a lot more and does it quickly. He's a good screen setter. I don't know if Rudy Gobert is really the greatest screen setter. I feel like he doesn't want to set them because he's trying to preserve his body a little bit, like real bone crunchers. Like he doesn't want guys running into him on those bone crunching screens, and you don't really want him doing that too because he's more of a long limbed guy rather than a solid guy. Where
he's kind of like a Sudanese build.
Yeah, he's got that real long body. Yeah. Whereas, Embiid's got a little bit more weight to him. Bainesy, like the Chubb guys that you actually want to run bodies into.
Chubb.
The Suns. Do we need to say anything about the Suns?
Man, that has gone very wrong. Very, very wrong. For having Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton, who's kind of the forgotten about number one pick.
Yeah, and he's actually looking pretty good.
He's actually a good player.
And a couple of nice catches. Like he catches, turns, and shoots in one motion.
Yes.
And I think he hit about two of about 5, and a couple of times Gobert sort of got in the way of his shot. But I was like, ooh, that's going to be a nice move going forward, that little catch, turn, and shoot. So very LaMarcus Aldridge in his prime, which was good to see. And then Kelly Oubre, everyone's favorite big mouth, who just, 11 of 48, mate. So have fun with that.
11 of 48?
11 and 48, the Suns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they're really struggling this year.
Yeah.
What's next game?
Yeah, Spurs at Golden State.
Oh, this is the one where Spurs got absolutely munged.
Yeah, munged pretty hard. No LaMarcus and no DeRozan, so it's kind of understandable. Paddy got the start. He played 70 minutes. He played pretty well, actually.
He's actually playing really well.
16.6 of 10.
-4 on a 40-point defeat is actually pretty good.
39-point defeat. So, yeah, they ran up a 140 piece. This was actually pretty crisp from the Warriors. There was a lot of running guys, like trying to run guys off the line and then giving them open lanes, like the Warriors open lanes. It's very unpop, like that you see a team be this bad defensively.
Yeah.
I feel like I've said that before on here.
Yeah, we've said it a couple of times.
Yeah.
It does seem to be when LaMarcus is out, they fall apart. And they really haven't, the Spurs made no moves whatsoever in the trade deadline. They made they really look not looking like they're going to make any moves in the buyout period.
Yeah.
So what are they hoping to achieve this year? You know what I mean? Like, are they just like, all right, we're happy with mid-table and we'll just keep it at that? Like, are they rebuilding? What are they doing?
They're sitting on a healthy win percentage. Like, it's not disastrous.
No.
And I just feel like the trade between Kawhi and DeRozan probably changed their whole system just enough to go, ooh, that's kind of hurting him a bit. You know what I mean? Like it's not a blight on DeRozan. It's not a blight on what Kawhi did or, the coaching in general. It's just that they made that trade. They changed their franchise and you kind of just like, ooh, that's a big step down. Like, how are you going to come back from that? There's no, you just can't go, yeah, great trade. That's changed this guy's game. That's changed this guy's game. Look, this guy's playing better now. Like, it just hasn't really had that effect. Like, that's from my opinion anyway.
Yeah, I think they still improved on last year. Obviously, with no Kawhi and no DeRozan, they've got more scoring options, and they seem to be playing a faster game than last year. When Lamar's
shooting a lot more threes and a lot better from 3.
Yeah. But still shooting, they're shooting at a high percentage, just low volume.
Low amounts, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just not in sort of conjunction with what the league's doing.
It's just not Houston.
Yeah, it's not the Bucks, man.
Yeah, but the Bucks do it the right way.
Yeah.
I think Houston just does it the wrong way.
Yeah.
We just hate Houston.
We should move on to LA, the Clippers. Oh, no, this was LA Lakers. I reckon we'll skip the Celtics and we'll do a 3-game down the end when they play 76ers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll
but
just
this
talk
one they
about
did
those
win.
3 games.
Yeah.
Because there's no Bainesy and it's kind of like... It's kind of like...
It's Gordon Hayward struggling to find what he's doing, although he came good against the Sixers.
But anyway, I wrote some notes down. We'll go through it anyway. So the Spurs had to back up against Portland. They got pretty much smashed in this game.
Yeah. Portland, you said preseason you didn't rate them too highly.
Nah.
I thought they've still got Lillard's still good. McCollum's still good. It's just maybe it's their year this year. Maybe.
They got Enes Kanter in the buyout. Like,
they did.
That's good.
That's going to solidify, I think, that they've got a Plumlee, haven't they, as well?
They got Myers Leonard.
Oh, Myers Leonard.
He's kind of Plumlee-like.
Yeah, he's a big white goober.
And but their team is like, if you take Lillard out for any part of their season, like the whole team changes, and they've got a lot of really weird sort of wings, like Evan Turner, like kind of like first team all. Is this guy even out on the floor type players, like Aminu, Harkless, where kind of just also ran guys, and then McCollum, like one night he'll have 30 points, and then one night you just be like, he didn't even play. Like, what? Were you even out there?
But that's Clay-ish. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's Clay-ish.
Take offense to that. But,
I know you would. That's why I said it.
But yeah, tough for the Spurs to back up against Portland. Nurkic played pretty well in this game. The Spurs actually did well to sort of tie this game up. What did I write in my notes? Yeah, Rudy Gay hit a bunch of triples in the third that kind of really got him on a run. Paddy was dishing some dimes. Oh, this was the game with Reggie Miller's commentary. Fuck, Reggie Miller's commentary is so bad, man. It would just be really, really early on in the game, nothing much happening, a really routine post move, and he'll go, and you're just like, yeah, all right, it was a nice drop step. Okay, and then just further and further through the game, he's just like, And you're like, Reggie, settle down, man. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, and then he just through the entire game, just like, You're like, all right, like fucking
mate,
tone it down, Reggie.
He's doing an ad for KFC. Finger looking good.
Crazy, and it's hard to watch, man. I don't like Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. Like, it's hard to listen to them.
Yeah.
But Reggie Miller is just as bad. Anyway, but yeah, it was
Stephen A. Smith, who sounds like Martin Luther King, talking about basketball. At this time of the morning.
Yeah, that's his shtick, man.
It's like, man, funny. Just chill. Just talk normally.
Funny dude. Hood's made the Blazers team a little bit more interesting. That's what I mean. They've got all these wings that are like, Who are you again? Like, what are you doing on this team?
Roddy Hood, yeah, just blowing from the Cavs.
And then, yeah, Rudy Gay made those triples. What else have I got in my notes here? Paddy was running a lot of these sort of high pick and roll post entry dribble drives. How many assists did he have in this game? 8 assists. He had 29. He played 29 minutes, 7 points. But yeah, 8 dimes. So he was doing a lot of dribble penetration, getting into the lane and finding open guys. I think 3 or 4 of those were to Rudy Gay in the third, where they brought it all the way back, and then obviously Portland had the juice to sort of just take it away from them after a second game on the back-to-back. And then, yeah, CJ McCollum, 30 points. You're just like...
It has a good game, and they win. It's just one of those dudes. Knicks in Detroit. Win for Detroit.
Yeah.
First game for the old Thon Maker. Yeah. It was horrible to watch Blake Griffin's ass for a period of time, just backing dudes down. It's like a really bad...
Welcome to the pod, Detroit.
It's just a really bad homoerotica movie.
He got yanked pretty much straight away out of this game. I think he missed a rotation, and then he went to turn. I can't think of who he left wide open. Might have been Knox or something like that, wide open in the corner. And then you just didn't see him for the rest of the game. He just got yanked.
Yeah, but he's learning. He's not really.
Yeah, it's understandable. Obviously, we'll go through a little bit further on. He had that game. Was it... No, that wasn't the same game, was it?
No.
The tooth? Yeah.
No, that wasn't tooth. That wasn't... Who was that against? Oh, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's in the notes. Yeah, so we'll move on to Denver at 76ers. Good win for the 76ers.
Yeah, Simmons didn't have the best of games. 9 turnovers, 12 points. Bolden didn't play. This was the new look Philly with...
how'd that look?
It looks weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's just like...
But Harris is going to fit that team, though, I think.
Harris will fit the team, but then Butler doesn't anymore. It's just like, what are you doing here, Butler?
But would you want Butler over Harris, really, going forward?
I kind of don't want either of them. I want Rocco and Saric back. Like,
I'm not on this train. I want to get off.
Yeah.
I think Harris fits perfectly because basically he's got the length and he's got the speed off the dribble. He can play, he can score in every different way. I just don't really trust Butler's jump shot from, further than 13, 15 feet.
Yeah, it's not really good high reward risk. It's kind of a risky shot. I don't know. Just the team again. It's paint. Simmons can't score outside the paint.
Yeah, and then
So just
Embiid's
like-
down there. Now
Yeah.
Tobias Harris is down there.
It's like everyone's just down there. It's just like the whole thing was you have Embiid. You have Embiid, who is this freak that if a play breaks down, just give it to Embiid, right? He's going to score. So that's going to happen 30% of the time. So Embiid should have the ball in his hand 30% of the time. The rest of the time, it should be Simmons driving in and kicking it to a shooter. That's it.
Well, they did say, like Jimmy Butler was saying a few months ago, like, we've got to run more pick and roll. They're kind of running a little bit more. And I think they can run it better with Harris and not Butler.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll run it for Butler. We'll run it for Harris, but you just stand in the corner, Butler, you know. And then now he's going to get upset again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, look, if they win this year, they're all going to get re-signed.
Yeah, well,
but then
that's always going to happen.
By mid next year, they'll all be shipped off because
It's
they'll
not
look at
gonna
the
work.
shit. It's like, I'm not the star here. And it's just like, oh, yeah. Then Ben Simmons will be off fucking join the Lakers. And it was just like, all right.
Oh, yeah, what was that? Was that the game that Magic was at?
Yeah, but apparently he came into the locker room afterwards. Just like, man, Magic's been calling me all day. Nah, I'm just joking. All his teammates looked at him like, what the fuck?
Because I think he wanted to work out with him or something.
Yeah, like he's the guy that's been most compared to Magic. So wouldn't you be like, I'm going to get with this dude, you know?
for sure. Yeah.
Maybe not like have physical contact with him.
Nah, yeah. But
know,
fair enough.
I mean,
man.
more for
I
his
would be
AIDS
like,
rather
Ben
than-
Simmons, you need to work with Magic.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. Yeah.
Just make sure there's no cuts or open wounds.
Yeah. Easy. Magic's a god of the game, mate.
He is. He's also,
But yeah, it was a good win. Like Denver were playing really well. They were, finished like a steamroller. Jokic played pretty well as well, 27 points. And Jamal Murray has these games where he's like, whoo, like Jamal Murray, far out. And then he has these games where you're like,
Jamal Murray.
where's Jamal Murray?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Where is he?
Yeah.
No, but it looked
game.
good. For a game that they're playing, number 2 ranked team in the West, first game altogether. Boban looks hilarious.
Yeah, Boban. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah, how was that? And Embiid was like blocking a lot of shots, man, too, in that game.
Boban's weird. He's not really athletic. He's just
It's bizarre watching him, man.
he's just like
His body doesn't look like it's supposed to work properly, eh?
no. It's
kinda
almost
like-
he's so like his arms are so long.
His limbs never straighten. Like his limbs are never straight. That's what it looks like. Like he's always crouching. His arms are always bent. Like it looks like he can never straighten his arms properly, man. It's fucking weird.
I don't know how he's ever going to find love.
Doesn't he have a girlfriend?
I don't know.
I think he does.
It's so bizarre.
I'm going to look that up right now.
He looks like something out of The Hobbit. Like fantastic talent. Like don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
like,
he's married to some little shrimpy girl.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Google it. She comes up to like his chest here.
Oh my God, how's that?
But he's a freak, man.
He's a freak. Yeah.
It almost looked like his body dimensions aren't supposed to work properly.
No, yeah.
Another rim protector that's, better than Amir Johnson.
Here, I've second pick on Google. Boban's white. Oh wow. What the? Oh. What?
Anyway, I'll move on to the Cavs at the Wizards. 106-119 loss for the Cavs. Obviously, the Cavs are tanking pretty hard. I do believe Kevin Love was back for this game. Kevin Love just back in the game.
How the
Nice.
fuck does that work?
What, Kevin
She's
Love
literally,
or Boban?
she's literally a walking fellatio.
You're lost in a Boban dimension.
I was like, maybe just like a woman that's at least 6'2", and this chick's 5 foot if not.
Yeah. Boban.
This is my child.
So Dengadell actually getting the start in some of these games, starting at small forward.
Yeah.
36 minutes, 2 points, 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, 2 rebounds, but 2 blocks. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Delhi played in this game, no points, 24 minutes, 0 of 7 from the field, but had 5 dimes. Let's talk about Dengadell, man.
Oh, the dude has not grabbed the opportunity by the balls and taken it. I don't see him getting a contract renewal, unfortunately.
I can see him getting it. Like, if they just shuffle through their pack, there's enough sort of trash there.
Yeah, you're probably right, because you could probably pick him up for a minimum contract. What's that? $500,000 a season, and get rid of all your players that have got any money or any worth. Get under the salary cap and start building picks. But come next year when they've got like 7 picks, unless he starts picking up his game.
Well, if you look at all of their wings, right, like Hood, Clarkson.
Clarkson dropped 45 the other night.
Yeah, and against Brooklyn, Noaba, Who else with J.R. Smith?
Yeah, but he's gone. They won't buy him out just out of pure spite, I think.
And then Stauskas, like there's a lot of just dross there that
dregs.
But
the bong water of the NBA.
I've got a good one coming up. But at the same time, like a few of those guys could be like the crap franchise player on a crap franchise. Like Clarkson could be like, ooh, 13th seed team. He's the best player on that team. Let's build around him. Like there's a few of those guys there. Like Hood was kind of the same. Burks was there. That was kind of the same. Like it's just, I could see him if they sift the lineup, like just get rid of like J.R. Smith, get rid of, like looking down the list, Clarkson, like you probably could get rid of, like you don't go all in on Clarkson. And
no, he's a role player on any top 13, 12 franchise,
Well, if your team was further along, maybe you could start throwing stars with him. But he's going to be 30 by the time they're going to be ready to build a proper franchise. And it's like, you may as well just shift him.
Yeah, tanking for Zion.
And then, Nwaba and Stauskas, it's like, I don't know. I can see him kind of fit in this roster. It's just like watching him in the game. He stands in the corner a lot and doesn't really do much. And it's not his thing. Like he should be, coming up on the wing at 10 o'clock, pump faking, driving. That's his game. And it's, you got Chetty Osman there, who's their main guy. And once he went down, Dengadell's getting time.
Yeah.
So he's come back now. Obviously, we'll go through him a little bit later. And that's kind of like he doesn't fit what they're trying to do, really. And they're coached so badly. Like, it's just... imagine being a guy having to come onto this roster and just like trying to make a name for myself here, guys. It's like, this is awful. Like, it's just...
It's worth every bit of those $2 tickets.
Yeah, we'll go through that a bit later. We'll move on, I guess, to the Bucks at the Mavs.
And we say goodbye to the Bucks.
The Bucks. I'm not crying, man. I'm cutting onions.
Oh.
It sucks, man. It sucks so much.
Bucks fans, if you want to stay with us, we'd love to have you.
Stay with us, Bucks fans. But yeah, it sucks that we can't watch Giannis, because just when Giannis is starting to get interesting, man.
Yeah. Look, this is going to be an interesting postseason team, because I can see that if they have like 2 off games, they're just going to get blasted really from 3-point land.
Yeah.
But
they're still a few years away, I think.
I don't think so. I think that if you have that kind of win-loss in a season, you really should be going to the finals. At least the conference finals.
They don't have the experience still, I don't think. Like, I really don't think... Like, if you look at the last team to do, obviously, was the Warriors. They lost in the second round. They fluked a series win over Denver. Then they lost basically like a terrible series against the Clippers before they won it. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to go through some sort of fire at least before you can win a championship, I think, in this. Like, if they win it, it's going to be some sort of miracle if they go all the way and actually win it. I just don't think they've got that yet. It's not there yet. Like, it's not quite there yet. Or it's a hurdle that's there. We've got to get over this hurdle, and it's a task. Like, they can't just go into this thinking, we're gonna win it because we're great. How great are we?
No,
like, you've got to go. No, we've got to go over this hurdle, and that's going to make us a better team. But the Mavs I don't think Brokoff even played in this game. Actually,
he did not.
I think he got some garbage minutes,
garbage seconds. I think it was.
So that's a bit of a bummer for him. He's gone kind of back on the bench a little bit. But I think with Dallas now, they've established what they're doing. It was like, we've got those other guys out of the way. Luka, Porzingis, shooters, basically. So that's good. I think in the next year, I think we might see him
it'll be a more interesting season next year as well for the old Mavs. Okay, move on to the Spurs and the Jazz.
Yep.
Jazz starting to come home pretty strong now. This is a bit of Aussie on Aussie crime. Paddy had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. It was minus 18 on the night. And Jingling Joe, 11 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, plus 17. Some pretty accurate shooting though. Mitchell had 23. Gobert had 21 and 13. Ricky Rubio looked like he was playing okay. I was kind of hoping that Mike Conley-Rubio trade would happen.
Yeah.
Give them a bit more of a shooting option at the point and take the Jazz, but that kind of never came to fruition.
The other thing is kind of like just get rid of Rubio and have Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? It's just doesn't really work with both of them on the court, I think.
No.
And And it's interesting against the Spurs. It's two really good styles that bump into each other because they're both really well-coached teams. The Utah blender versus, the triangle and different versions of it from the Spurs. The Spurs are kind of just undergunned. Like, if they, don't have the weapons that are heating up on the night, it's like, well, they're only going to score 105, 110 points.
Yeah.
And I think Utah's got a lot more weapons in general, like with Joe Ingles, his pick and roll game. Royce O'Neal played quite well. Rubio even played all right in this game. And then LaMarcus versus Gobert. And if you're not really taking advantage of Rudy Gobert, I think that's when you're letting him get into the game and he's going to play a lot better and you're going to struggle as a team. But we should move on to the Cavs at the Pacers.
Yep. This would have been a very easy win for the Pacers.
Yeah. I'm surprised it was only 15 in the end because I think they were out by a fair few.
Probably trash minutes for the Pacers. Dengadell, 3 points, 1 of 7, 1 rebound.
Yes, and not...
Delly's been a bit quiet too. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 5 dimes.
It's got to be hard in a tanking team though, man.
Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing? Are you playing for anything? You're not going to play hard. Why would you risk your body for a team that's not winning? Tanking for Zion. Darren Collison had a pretty good game. Miles Turner continues to...
they still look pretty good without Oladipo, though.
They do, but I just don't think they're going to continue it up. I don't think they've got their 7 games. And you need Oladipo for at least 2 of those games to bring him home. So
it still feels like Bucks, like where... you got to go through the fire for a couple of years before your team's going to be ready to...
I think they're
tough, man.
They've got to add a good point guard at... I think Darren Collison's getting a little bit old. They've really got to add a decent point guard to back all
They did draft a Holiday, one of the Holidays.
Yeah. Maybe they could sign Drew.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be a fucking insane team, man.
He's playing so well.
Yeah, that'd be a great team if Drew was running the point. Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
We move past Clippers and Celtics. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Portland at Dallas, and this was a win for the Mavs where Ryan Broekhoff got 9 minutes at the start of the second, and where Portland basically went on a run, and it was kind of like just a messy ass lineup. Like I wrote what the lineup was Hardaway Jr., Finney-Smith, Kleber, Broekhoff, and Brunson. It was just like this garbage lineup.
Yeah,
and he reminds me a lot of Ingles, where I want to help guys. Like I want to help you put out fire. I want to be the help guy. Like. And in this team, like the team doesn't force him to, no, you're the guy that stands in the corner and shoots threes.
Yeah.
Like the team really has those open spaces where I'm helping on defense. I'm doing this here. If you need me to facilitate, and that's good for him. Like it's good to know that he's got that kind of IQ.
Yeah, great for
Australia. To want to help. Yeah, it's great for Australia. It's good for his game in general. But this team at the moment, that doesn't fit in this team.
No.
It doesn't really fit.
This is the Doncic show. You need to stand in the corner and wait for the dish, really. And that's your job. That's what you're getting paid $800,000 a year for. Is to knock down that dish at 45, 50%.
But yeah, Doncic took over this game. He's filthy, man. Even for his first...
I saw this. He's a freak.
This look away dime.
He doesn't even look like that athletic. You know what I mean? He's a bit slow, but he's so crafty.
Yeah, man.
It's ridiculous. And some of the shots he makes are just stupid.
It's that casual ability that the league hasn't really seen this yet. The level of skill is high enough to be over the fact that all the players have athletic ability. Your level of skills kind of gets above the fact that people have the athletic ability. It's a hard thing to explain. I don't think the league doesn't really see many of these players succeed. It's always about hard running, fast, coming off screen, shooting well, doing getting in there and power moves. I really do think there's going to be a skills explosion in the next 5 or 6 years where some of these guys come through. I don't need to be athletic. I just need to be even you see Donovan Mitchell sometimes where you're like, fuck, how did you get that finish? He'll just sort of stop and pop. And you're just like, fuck, how did you pull that sort of move off? So, but yeah, it's phenomenal to watch. He had a 3 where he got fouled and then they called it on the floor. Another one of those where you're just no, he's clearly in the air. What are you doing? What else did I wrote? He came back in for Broekhoff basically in that second quarter, and then they sort of came back, and Broekhoff never kind of came back out into the game. They came back from 10 down at the end with just some Doncic magic.
13 of his 28 points in the fourth. He's a big-time finisher.
Mm-hmm.
Big-time finisher.
I think he had some crazy streak of like 6 or 7 games where he finished, like in crunch time, he won the game for him. Or it was 5 or 6 or something like that.
Yeah, he is going to be crazy. It's a shame we'll see him at the World Cup, but his country of Slovenia.
Where's Boban from? Serbia?
I'd say he's Croatian.
That's an itch. So Serbian. Yeah.
Serbian, okay.
Itches are usually Serbian. We'll move on to LA at Philly.
This was hilarious, this game. It was like...
no defense, man.
There was no defense on either end. It's just like, yeah, run up and shoot. Yeah, run up and shoot. Shoot. 140, 120. It was just
140 piece. It was good, man. It was good.
So, I mean, it's entertaining, but it was kind of funny. Simmons had a bit of a poor night. 8 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal and a block. JJ Redick shot brilliantly.
Yeah, fantastic.
Embiid took them to town.
McGee they don't really have an answer for it, though.
Not really. McGee played kind of well.
But McGee's just not... He's not thick enough and powerful enough,
no,
really.
He's not powerful enough. He's like a jumping beanpole, really.
He's a kind of shot swiper, rather. Yeah. Like, for a guy of Embiid's size...
He changes a lot of the trajectory of shots just by his body, not even his hands in the air. Just bodies guys out of the way.
And then Kuzma, man,
went crazy in the first quarter. 23 points in the first quarter, and then kind of tapered off towards the end. But James
LeBron,
is
looks slow, man. Like, he looks slow. Like, I watch him and I just go, like, he's slowing down, man.
Simmons actually took a shot in this game, a 3-point shot.
Yeah, he hit a nice fadeaway actually. Over LeBron, basically cooked LeBron on the fade and hit this nice fadeaway. It was pretty.
But he stepped up to the line this game and shot a 3.
So is he going to start shooting him?
No, it hasn't shot one since. I would have liked to have just won a game, man. Won a game.
Yeah, why not?
Won a game. It'd be good. I think it's what we need. It's what the fans want. We can move on to Battle of the Trash Cans.
Yeah, trash can on trash can crime.
Deng had 4 minutes of trash plus 2. Didn't do anything at all.
I think he's going to go back to that bench role, like coming off the bench.
Which is fair enough. That's where he probably should be to get some confidence up. Delhi had 27 minutes.
He had a good crack, which was good.
6 assists, a steal. And the Knicks, 17th straight loss. They do go on to 18 against Philly, but they broke that this morning against Atlanta.
Who was
the Knicks beat Atlanta this morning. Yeah, I know. Colin Sexton had 20 points.
Larry Nance played pretty well in this game too. 15 points, 16 rebounds. Jordan Clarkson, 15 points.
I think really Kevin Love's the X factor for them. Once he starts coming back, they might actually start playing a bit better.
It's kind of like... It's a lowercase X factor.
Yeah.
I think he's actually a really talented player, but there's just not enough on this roster. Like, it kind of makes him pointless. Like, he's a really good catch and shoot player. And one of the very few players last year where I was like, if he's open and he catches the ball, he's knocking it down pretty much. One of those plays you look at and just go, he's knocking this down. But his post game's gone. Like, it's just...
He's probably just coming off an injury and is...
Well, he's had a few, like, in the last couple of seasons.
Kevin Knox is a weird player because he can score 31 night and then, like, he'll just have a big dunk and then do nothing else. Like, his defense is shit. He's got no defense. And he's like, oh, look, Kevin Knox. He slammed it over Simmons. I was like, yeah, but he didn't actually do anything else.
That's, salty over that.
Salty. It's just like, yeah, man, he slammed it over Simmons. But they lost by 30. It
was a good dunk.
It was a great dunk. But, again, it doesn't win you games. Like,
we haven't gone through that game yet. No.
We haven't, but...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. But, yeah, this was just the battle of trash cans. DeAndre Jordan had 12 from 10. Here,
2 stinky smoked out bongs sitting side by side on the coffee table. That's really what these two teams.
How is the Knicks worth $4 billion? They're the most valuable franchise, and they're trash.
They've made some bad moves in the last few years too.
David Fizdale.
I like Fizdale.
He's not a coach though.
But
what is he? He's just a bald guy that has an expression on the side.
But how do you coach this though? Like it's the whole tanking thing is like. You can't judge people then. You know what? You can't judge players. You can't judge staff. You can't judge the coaches. Like, it just muddies everything up where you're like, oh, obviously these two are the worst teams and both teams want to lose for their own shitty record.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it just is weird, eh? It just
doesn't make
any sense.
It does not make sense.
I thought Cleveland actually played quite well in this game, though.
little bit more up tempo, bit better rhythm.
They probably have a few more better weapons like your Clarksons and even Nance and Love playing well. Move on to Washington at Detroit, and this was This
is the game that Thon lost his tooth.
Thon got his tooth knocked out. 14 minutes, 5 points, 2 of 3, 1 of 1 from 3, 4 rebounds, and that big block got his tooth knocked out. So it was a plus 15 on the night and a minus 1 tooth, which I thought, fuck man, what an animal, eh? Like.
It was a big block. It was a, no thank you. You're not getting anywhere near here.
Yeah, and that's kind of what he's known for. It was good to see him get one, and then giving up a tooth. That's a bit harsh.
It is toothless Thon. Toothless Thon.
Oh, it was just teeth are just one of the worst things for me. Like needles and teeth, I hate.
Drummond had 32 points. I don't know how he scored. Like he just
scores points. It's weird.
Well, again, it's just Blake Griffin's ass, dish to Drummond, dunk. Blake Griffin's ass, dish to Drummond, dunk. It's boring. It's the most boring basketball to watch. I mean, it's effective, but it's absolutely hideous to watch.
Yeah.
And Wayne Ellington came over from Miami and played the first time, and he missed his first 6 shots.
All from 3. Finished with 2 points. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so that was Maker Met Portis at the rim. He blocked that dunk. Final seconds of the first quarter, and he left the game, just received stitches in his upper lip. Dwayne Casey, what a hustler this young man is. I love the way he competes. His spirit is in the right place. He's about winning. He's not about himself. He's a good addition to our program. As far as what we're trying to build with character, basketball IQ, it's very, very important. It's kind of New York Casey.
Yeah. I mean, Detroit could make the playoffs here. It's a good tussle.
They could sneak up there, man.
It's a good tussle. Let's go have a look at the ladder as we speak.
Bringing it up here. This guy with his phone, because the next game is Dallas-Houston, so we may as well just gloss over that game.
Yeah, that's just James Harden doing.
They're 26 and 30, so they're 46, 4-6-4.
But it's the 8th. Well, they're in 8th spot at the moment,
which is exactly the same as the Heat.
The Magic are pretty much there as well, and the Wizards are not too far off. So it's a good fight for the top 7. I think that you pretty much. Brooklyn, if they keep their win ratio up,
I can kind of see them getting dragged into that, but
yeah, potentially towards what do we got? We've got 20 odd
25 games, around 25 games to go. I can see Brooklyn getting sucked down into that a little bit.
Yeah, and Philly and Boston just kind of taking off from there as well, and Pacers and things. I'm pretty sure that's cemented up the top, but yeah.
So we'll move to Boston at Philly. So we'll talk about the Lakers first. Against Boston, that was two tough losses against both the LA teams.
Yeah, and then they come out and they beat Philly. It's just they're a weird team. But again, no Kyrie. I think they actually play a lot better.
Well, I was listening to Bill Simmons today, and he was saying like Kyrie wasn't there, and they were all like, "Yeah, let's do this."
Yeah,
he's not here. Fucking sweet. Let's have some fun, type of thing.
Yeah,
but I'm not seeing that really. Like, I don't think I see that.
I saw it when they played because it was more chippy, it was more chirpy. There was no infighting. It was just all high-fiving. Gordon Hayward took over more parts of the game.
Yeah,
I think that's what's needed to get him going. Because when Uncle Drew's going to town, it's kind of like, yeah, Uncle Drew's there.
That's kind of all. Like that's.
But I don't think Boston's that team. Scary Terry's not that player to take over games. He facilitates games at certain points and gets big buckets. But you say, just give me the ball, I'm going to go out for the next 20 minutes. Everyone's standing around like, well, but we made the playoffs last year. Like, I'm here, that's me as well.
That's what I was trying to say a couple of pods back where it's hard to break out of that. Like, it is hard. Like, when he's doing that, like, especially when I was watching against the Warriors, you're just like, yeah, but he'll miss eventually. And then you've just ground your entire offense back basically to him, take the ball and just fucking trying to do. And it takes it out of you as well.
Yeah.
And it kind of grinds their momentum to a halt when he does that. So I don't know. It's a balance thing where how do you manage that? His part of his that's a big part of his game, and that's
the part. It's like the Jimmy Butler effect in Philly. That's the part you want to come out in the last quarter when you're 5 down with a minute left. It's like let Kyrie take over.
Yeah.
The team's got them that far, but he kind of does it in spurts throughout. At the end of the first quarter, it's 5 minutes left. Give it to me. I'm going to go nuts. And everyone's just like, okay. there's a whole game to go on here. You're going to just tire yourself out.
Mm-hmm.
Like he should be a finisher. The team should be facilitated around him being a finisher.
Yeah,
and
you're
not
like
just
a
take
closer
over.
type of guy.
Yeah, take over parts of the game. There's no point. If you're down 20, all right, give it to Kyrie. But if you're down 10, I think you got enough talent to facilitate a fight back where he just runs a conventional point and doesn't try and score every bucket.
It's so energy.
It's taxing. It's
so
very, very
energy
taxing.
man. And I can sometimes feel watching it that it's very like dice rolly. Like it makes you feel like, oh, this is a dice roll. If he comes up empty here, like he's just taken 24 seconds off the clock and come up empty. Like shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing I kind of worry about. Like, what about like he keeps getting injured, like these little injuries, and it kind of plays into the way he plays the game. You know what I mean? Like could he take a step back here and there in different aspects of the game, like day to day as well?
I don't think he needs to play 40 minutes a game in Boston.
Yeah,
with the team
it's
that
kind of like, do you need to be doing all of this, man? Like, and who's having that conversation with him? I guess kind of Brad Stevens has got to work all of this stuff out in general.
Yeah.
And the Hayward stuff's probably not really helping. But like have a seat, like just chill out. But the other thing too is when that happens, they seem to play better. And how do you manage those expectations as well? Like, fuck, that's a shitty situation.
Look, I don't think he'll be there next year. I think he'll opt out and go elsewhere.
Probably to New York.
Probably to New York, and they can join KD, and it can strengthen the Knicks.
Yeah,
but they're still going to have trash around them, so it's going to be KD and Kyrie featuring trash.
And good luck with that.
Good luck with that.
But the other thing I want to talk about too, like Horford, like he's not the same rim protector anymore. And I feel like that's a big problem, like that's kind of under the surface.
I think he steps up against Embiid. He has it over Embiid for some reason. I don't know, but good on him.
Because he's got the size and the chunk
he's a bit
to really go at him. But I still like
he clearly fouled him with about 30 seconds to go.
Yeah.
It was a clear foul, like, and it wasn't called, and it was just like, yeah, but that, even if Boston had won, if that foul call was made, then it's like, you did what you could, but then they kind of went on a streak after that, and I was just like, well, this is just bullshit.
I still feel like Tobias Harris against a Brown and Tatum is going to have a lot more like avenues to influence the Philly versus Boston matchup.
Oh, I think that,
you can see it in his size and his power and his ability to actually deliver with his size and power. Like Jimmy Butler kind of, sometimes you feel like he plays undersized and you're just like...
He just disappears for like 4 minutes. You're like,
sense.
Jimmy Butler on there. Oh, he's still there.
Yeah.
He's just disappeared. And then he'll go like, all right, Jimmy ISO time. And it kind of like, oh yeah, you're doing some stuff. And then he'll have a bad streak. And then he'll come back and score like 20 points in the fourth quarter. You're like, oh, that's why you got Jimmy buckets.
But it feels like Harris fits the team better to me.
He does,
anyway.
because Harris, although... He's still... I mean, Boston run Philly off the line so well. They're such a good perimeter defending team. They just ran Philly off the line all night. And you know what? They respected Simmons. They came up to him at the line. That's why he played better. He got 16 points. It's because they actually ran up to him at the line. They didn't give him the...
Yeah.
You look at LeBron. LeBron stood in the key.
Yeah.
And like just disrespected him. I mean, good on him. But that's they gave Simmons some respect, and he was able to capitalize that on a lot more this game. So I thought that wasn't a great move. But
So they had those two losses against LA Lakers and then the Clippers, and then it was good to see them from their point of view get a win against the 76ers, kind of bounce back a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously it's upsetting for you.
Look, but I don't really care. We've got to sneak into the fourth seed to guarantee a home first round. That's really all it is.
It was good to see those two teams, but I feel like now Philly's got a better matchup against Boston.
Yes.
Like I watched that and went, Philly have got a few things here. Like
they've just got to work on them.
Harris, I think he's going to match up way better against Tatum and Brown, and he's going to give them problems too on the offensive end, like when they're defending with Tobias Harris. The Redick stuff, I think, is just going to get shut down because they're kind of really good at that.
Yeah. So this is where you play a different lineup. So you come in and say, right, Redick's going to get shut down because they're so good at chasing him around the park, and they don't leave him. Bring Bolden in to stretch the floor out. And they didn't do that. And I think that's a tactical error from Brett Brown. Is he still goes the same. bring Bolden in to stretch the floor. Put him in as a shooting guard. He can stretch the floor. People aren't going to guard him the same way as they guard Redick.
I got a pretty low battery going on there.
Yeah, we're almost finished.
We'll slam it through.
But
anyway, yeah, we'll move to Spurs versus Memphis. And 108, 117, little squeaker
Patty
against
Mills,
Memphis.
I think this is his highest score for the season. 22 points, three assists, 1 steal. Minus 17 was not great, but scoring pretty good on the night. 6 from 8 from beyond the arc.
Yeah, carved it up. It was good. Minus 17, but he played a lot of the kind of crunch time when Memphis sort of came back into the game.
Went on a run. See, without Gasol, they start to come back a little bit. It's just a weird team.
But that Memphis team kind of just feels a little bit like a similar situation to the Cavs where they're holding it together, and then 2 guys leave, and you're just like, oh, wait, there really wasn't anything else on this roster. Like, oh, shit. Like, we're left with... Like, Jaren Jackson Jr. looks decent. And then you kind of, like, you see Valanciunas as the type of player he really is.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, yeah, maybe he's not really that good. Like,
no, he doesn't...
No,
when he gets... Like, when he doesn't have Kawhi and a Siakam on the team, you're like...
But he's a decent enough player, but I don't think he's good as Gasol. Yeah, it was a good win for them. Avery Bradley's on that team now. It's kind of like... I guess. The Jazz beat... They went to Golden State. They didn't beat the Warriors. They lost 115, 108. Good game, actually. The Warriors were pretty sharp early. There was a lot of like overplaying defense in the first half from the Jazz. Like Joe Ingles crazy double teams like that were being passed around, and just like, fucking, what are you doing? Like a lot of I don't know what it was. Like it was bizarre. Like even Gobert, like it felt like they were trying to stop Gobert from getting on an island with Curry.
Yeah,
and then Golden State knew this. Like they were like, yeah, what we'll try and do is we'll try and isolate Curry on Gobert. And they were sort of like, and they'll probably come and help. And then they were sitting there going, shit, how much are they over helping? Nice. I'll just get it to Durant. Durant finds Boogie. He scores. Durant finds Draymond. Like so many backdoor cuts in the first half.
Yeah.
It was really like, fuck Utah. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, they ended up bringing it back in the second half. They stopped kind of really over helping. Boogie on Gobert was a decent matchup. It was good to see Boogie play well, and then Gobert played quite well as well. Klay Thompson knocking down shots. Fuck, are we supposed to be talking about Utah or what here? Donovan Mitchell, fucking, he played fantastic in this game, man. He's another one where if you watch him,
I don't know how he didn't get picked on the bench for the All-Stars.
Yeah,
he's kind of that good. He's kind of that good.
But it's nearing Uncle Drew territory where you're just like, fuck, this guy comes up with some magic. And at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you've got 10 other really good guys and your coach is good. It's kind of like you're stuck between, like, do you just give him the ball and let him go to work, or do we try and get stuff here? Like,
I think, you just let him go to town and drive into 6 players, 2 of his own teammates, and somehow the ball goes in. You're like, it's almost like Durant Randall for Sydney Kings. Like, how did that pop in?
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, the Warriors played quite well. And I think the Utah are kind of going to struggle against the better teams.
Yes. They'll be there come final time, which we didn't think. But
I thought they'd be a lot better. And Favors hasn't really been that good this season.
No. I think with Burks, they actually went down a bit.
But I'm hoping Dante comes back anyway, and he comes back in some kind of capacity.
Harden.
Nets, Cavs, triple overtime.
It was crazy.
Madness.
It was a good game. Good game. Delhi, 13 dimes and a block.
And a 1 block. I did look up who he blocked, but I can't remember who it is now.
Russell, D'Angelo Russell is having an absolute blinder of a season.
Yeah, man.
Russell D'Angelo.
Makes
more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. And then Deng and Dell getting garbage seconds in the last 10 seconds.
When it was all lost. But yeah, man, 36 points. He's having a big season. The Nets don't look like a bad team sometimes.
Nah, they're kind of like Sacramento about 3 years ago, where they could just get hot and play really well, and that's a good team. But then some nights you're just like, oh, this team is fucking all over the place. Like, what's going on here? But they've looked a lot more solid. Jared Allen defending the rim. Allen, is it?
Yeah, Jared Allen.
He's looking really good actually. And Joe Harris has been playing really good as well. 25 points. And Damari Carroll. I think both of our picks went bust on the Nets. I think we both had him at, I think I had him at 30 and you had him at 30, I had him at 28. and they were both
surpassed it. Oh, well. We'll go through that pretty soon. Let's go on the Pistons and Celts. And a good win for the Celts. Thonotron, 6 minutes, 2 O boards, 1 D
6
ball.
points to 19 minutes.
6 points.
Yeah, 1 block,
minutes.
decent block too. It was good to see. Minus there. Yeah, he's kind of stuck between, man, that guard's body and the forward's position. It's just...
He should really...
He's at a crossroads, man. He's got to either bulk up and play as a forward, or he's got to...
stretch the floor and start running and play as like a small forward, like a really lean, long, small forward.
Get quicker and develop some moves. And, like, he's got the ability to be Durant, like, in a nutshell, with his size and the way he's built. But... I don't know. I think he probably, like, he wants to block shots, and I think he probably suits bulking up a little bit, like putting on maybe 10 kilos of muscle in the off season.
Go on Giannis.
Yeah, go on that Giannis.
All right, this is, I believe, the last or second last game?
Miami Mavs is the last game.
And did we see Rogoff? Yes, we did.
Yeah, 8 minutes, 6 points. He hit a 3 sort of towards the end in garbage time.
Very nice. 76ers and Knicks. Simmons, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. We'll see his stats go down considerably, I think, now that the team is so packed. Yep. He just doesn't need to do as much. And Jimmy Butler's doing a lot more facilitating as well. Harris had 25, and Embiid played pretty well. The Knicks looked like they were coming back for a bit, and then they realized that they were tanking and just...
Oh, shit, yeah. Bring everyone out.
We're meant to be turd. We're meant to be turd. But yeah, it was a good backup game where some minutes were played and the Knicks were beaten at home. Happened. It's just like, that's a pointless game. Might as well give the W straight away. And last one, Heat and Mavs broke off 8 minutes, 6 points, 2 rebounds and an assist. And old Dirkie had a decent game. 2 points shy of his season high 12, 10 points. Good old Dirk.
Man, and you go back and watch some old highlights of Dirk.
Oh, he's crazy, man. Some of those turnaround jumpers. This was the last time, I believe.
Yeah, Dwayne
Wade and Dirk will ever play against each other, and it was a good kind of farewell.
Yeah,
for both of them. It's good to see that they're both having a good farewell year. I think that's an important part. They brought a lot to the game over the last 15 years.
Yeah,
and both are Hall of Famers, no doubt.
All right.
So wrap that up.
Yes, we're there. All-Star is finally here.
We've got some content coming out over the weekend into next week. We're going to do a overs and unders, the last review of the year.
Before the end of the year.
End of the year, and we'll just go through and see what we actually got right. And we'll also wrap up the All-Star game in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
Do a pod on how Ben performed and
mate,
on Team...
I was looking pretty good.
Yeah, mate. You... we'll see how you go on Monday night. Anyway.
Yeah.
Remember to like, share and subscribe.
9:30, mate. I'll be in bed.
Oh, fuck. Is it late game?
Yeah.
All right. Peace out,
thanks for watching, peeps. Enjoy the All-Star game. It's been great. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell your friends.
And you can find us on all good podcasting networks.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Peace.
Peace.